Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment.
This ball's hammered by Bowers, way back to right and gone. And it's 2-0 Yankees. Drilled again, right center field. Outman back, Bowers spins it out again. Thought, 4-1 New York from Shelby Miller. Yanks one down the line towards the corner. It's got enough. Aaron Judge. Crack down the line. Back to the corner goes Judge. It is caught.
Today is Saturday, June 3rd, and we are back at a reasonable hour as the Yankees and the Dodgers just finished Game 2 out west. Gerrit Cole was on the mound trying to remain undefeated as he was going for a perfect 7-0. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
All right. How's it going, everybody? I think that was genuinely one of the more enjoyable games of the season, especially if you like home runs. Home runs all over the place. Also, I've said before that the Rangers have the worst center field camera in baseball, but I contend that the Dodgers have the best. No question. I love the view. It looks like the pitcher is right on top of the hitter. You get great detail on both the pitcher and the hitter. Nice angle. Most stadiums should copy that. Welcome, everybody. I just want to let you know ahead of time that I'm a big Kiefer Sutherland fan, and so I might refer to Jake Bauers as Jack Bauer a minimum of 5 times today, being at the end of a West Coast trip and being exhausted. But if it does happen, just assume that I'm talking about Jake Bauers, the Yankee who clobbered 2 home runs today, not Jack Bauer, the fictional character from the hit show 24. I'm glad to be doing this podcast at a normal time, with people who are awake and alert and not at, 1 in the morning. And by the looks of it, you guys are fired up. No more 10 o'clock games for a while. I feel like at the end of a West Coast trip, I'm always all messed up, like in my life in general, because I can't go to sleep at the normal time and I still have to get up early. So after about 4 or 5 days of that, the connections in my brain are all fuzzy and shorting out. And I'm just no fun to be around. I get irritable. So it's good that the Yankees win because then I'm in a little bit of a better mood at least. And the Yankees have one more game tomorrow in LA, and then they have Monday off. And then it is back to the Bronx. Yanks did put 2 more people on the IL today in case you missed it. Greg Allen and Ryan Weber, both going on the IL. It sounds like Weber might need Tommy John. He pointed to his elbow and said that he had some pain in the bad place and he had an MRI. So, he's been valuable for us. He doesn't throw very hard, but he's pretty much he's full of moxie and can make the ball move and he's unafraid out there. So, I think he's a valuable pitcher when they use him. He's a guy that eats up innings, is kind of a mop-up role. So we're going to miss him if he ends up getting Tommy John surgery. It's weird. These injuries are the weirdest damn thing I've ever seen. It's like as soon as the Yankees get somebody, they get injured. Right? I mean, it's like if every time you bought something from the store within 3 days it broke. That's the same principle here. Every time the Yankees get somebody, they break down. Yikes. One guy who thankfully has not broke down yet, knock on wood, is Gerrit Cole. He entered the game 6-0 with a 2.93 ERA. A little bit of a scare today, but ended up just being a cramp. He had a tough month of May, but if you look at his career history, he always has like a month stretch to 6 weeks where he just gets lit up, and we have to maintain that perspective that usually he comes out of it. And today he came out of it. He was fantastic. His stuff, his command, he threw some absurd curveballs today. And he blew some guys away with the fastball. 6 innings, gave up 1 run. Boone pulled him after just 80 pitches. It was very questionable at the time, but we found out later that it is because of the cramping. So I just wanted to go ahead and lead off with the news about Gerrit Cole, that he is going to be okay. Both teams went quietly in the first, but not as quiet as my TV, because I just didn't have the energy after this West Coast trip to take 3 hours of John Smoltz. So I had the radio broadcast going for most of the day. In the top of the second inning, DJ LeMahieu tripled to center field. I was surprised to learn that was his second triple of the season already. But Jake Bauers got him in.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
414 feet, 2-run shot. Fourth of the season. And look, he was great when he first came up. And obviously he was red hot in the minor leagues. He was leading the International League in home runs when he got called up. And the Yankees said that his swing might transfer. Like it might translate into major league productivity. He had a stretch there where he stunk. He just flat out stunk. But the last couple of days, last couple times he's in there, he's had some good hits, including today, a couple of long balls. Dodgers got a run back in the second. Very soft run, though. It was a hit by pitch and then a bloop double that kind of trickled away. Top four, Anthony Rizzo led off the inning with a nice piece of hitting line drive. And then with 2 outs, that man again, Jake Bauers.
There it goes. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
Brett says Smoltz was fine today. I'm surprised to hear that. Usually he just hates the Yankees. Second home run of the game for Jake Bauers.
Double kill.
Second 2-run shot. So he had 4 ribbies today. Second straight day that a Yankee has hit 2 home runs in the game. 5th of the season for Jake Bauers. And we got a nice dono here from Tim. Appreciate it. Says, thanks for hanging in there during this West Coast trip. I tell you, it's tough. It's tough. I've been working, all day long, and then, the podcast late at night. It's been tough. But hey, it's almost over, and we got Monday off, so nobody's going to complain. Top 5, the captain. All rise.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Judgy and Black.
Ronnie was at the game.
Rise.
What a game to be at.
Comes the judge.
Max says Smoltz is still bitter about the 90s. I would be too. 19th home run of the season for Aaron Judge. Solo shot. That made it 5-1. But just as things were looking stress-free, Aaron Boone pulled Gerrit Cole after 80 pitches, and the internet went on fire. I mean, there was the whole, is he hurt? There was the whole Boone trying to inject himself into the game. That's the side I was on, because I saw Gerrit Cole in the dugout, and I figured he's fine. But he was chowing down on bananas. He was drinking water, and apparently that was all he needed. He had some cramping, and he needed some of that superior potassium, and he is apparently going to be fine. Dodgers immediately got a run off of Wandy Peralta. They loaded the bases. They got another run off of Mike King that was charged to Wandy Peralta, so not a great day for him. He had 0 outs recorded and 2 earned runs allowed. That pushed his ERA up to 3 on the season. But Mike King got out of it. In the 8th inning, the leadoff runner reached base with a strikeout. The pitch got away, and then Trevino drilled him with the throw as he was running down the first baseline. The Yankees complained that he was running out of the baseline, but it looked to me on the relay like it was just a bad throw. That's a tough play, though, because you got to kind of thread the needle there as a catcher. There's a guy running kind of directly in the lane that you need to throw it to, so you kind of got to arch the ball over the runner. It's a really tough play. You're not used to putting an arc on the ball when you're a catcher. You're used to throwing it as hard as you can. Even when you throw it back to the pitcher, a lot of times you want to put a little something on it so that, especially with runners on base, they don't do a delayed steal. Next batter was J.D. Martinez, and he hammered one to right field. And you saw one of the greatest catches. I mean, this guy, Aaron Judge, is unbelievable. Fantastic running catch, and then literally broke down the Dodgers bullpen door, smashed right through it like the fucking Kool-Aid man. Louis Penn says the baseball gods have given Oswaldo Cabrera a second chance, and boom, a blast out to left field. Well, you stole my thunder for me. That was next. In the 9th inning, Oswaldo Cabrera went deep.
Oh!
4th of the season. Gotta say, he, taking advantage of an opportunity, getting back in there. A lot of guys would sulk after getting sent down. I can think of, Clint Frazier getting sent down. Miguel Andujar begged for a trade after being sent down. Oswaldo Cabrera took it like a class act. A class act. He said, look, playing baseball's hard. You're brave to even attempt it. And sometimes you fail. I'm going to go down to AAA and work hard, and hopefully I'll be back. And after a couple of days, he was back, and he went deep. Just unbelievable. Parks and Young says, best swing in a month, and I 100% agree. Clay Holmes came in for the 9th inning, and a balloon came on the field, and without missing a beat, my wife, who was walking by, said, they all float. And it kind of freaked me out, I'm not going to lie. But the Yankees hang on to win.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Jeffrey Cole, not a fan of John Smoltz, says his bias against the Yankees is obvious. And the tone of voice, yeah, that's what I hate. I hate it. It's the tone of voice that I hate. Don't just act smug. Anyway, a lot of good belt candidates tonight. Oswaldo, obviously, a little bit of redemption. Aaron Judge caused structural damage to Dodger Stadium. Orange County's going to have to pay for that. But Jake Bauers, with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs, is the man of the hours. They all float down here, Georgie. And you'll float too. Oh, that's a creepy damn clown. This was just a great game. I mean, you had all sorts of stuff. You had the breaking down of the wall. You had all the runs on home runs, essentially. There was that one that scored on a bloop double. You had Gerrit Cole dominating. This was just a really, really fun game. Joshua Saba says, Bauers, left field of the future. I mean, look, it's a little too early to anoint him that, but you got to admit that swing looks a little bit Greg Birdish, doesn't it? Let's go to a bigger screen so we can watch through the highlights again. I'm just going to turn back the clock here to the beginning of the reel, and we can watch through it. So this was apparently Bauers' first bell. I thought he had one more, but must not. I mean, that was not a great pitch. Center cut, 87 miles an hour, but he got every bit of it. That's second deck at Yankee Stadium. Great, smooth, classic left-handed swing, and I would contend he got it off the end of the bat a little bit. Still hit it 107.6 miles an hour off the bat. This was Gerrit Cole, the pop-up down the line. I mean, this is just no man's land. Nothing you can do about that. Very soft hit, bounces away, run scores. Only run that the Dodgers got off of Cole. This was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and Bauers takes this one out towards right center. Great bat speed, barrels it up. Look at the eyes, right on the ball, 2 hands on the bat. You love to see it. 109-mile-an-hour exit velocity, 409 feet. Also not a cheapie. This was Trevino gunning down a runner at second base. And then Aaron Judge. That was an 83-mile-an-hour slider, just kind of hung up there, and he finds the seats. He's unbelievable. This is a little bit later on. Wandy Peralta in the game. This was a triple to score a run. And then Mike King working out of it with the nasty hook. Then a little later on, J.D. Martinez to right field, and Aaron Judge goes Kool-Aid Man. Oh my goodness. Smashing into the wall. Simply smashing. What is it they said in the London series? Absolutely box office. And then Oswaldo with the home run. Oh, what a day. What a day. Yankee fans loving it. Let's take a look at the box score here as we've got some chats coming in. Maria, also at the game today with Ronnie, says, the atmosphere at Dodger Stadium was great. A lot of Yankee fans in the stands that looked like it. I saw a lot of jerseys. Epic Warrior says, Volpe's first at-bat was a good sign of things to come. So, yeah, Volpe, I thought, had some better at-bats today. He's hitting 188 now. He's still struggling. You know, what you can hope for is that you can kind of not notice him and just let him do his thing at the bottom of the order, and you get other guys hitting. Now, Giancarlo was not in the lineup today because if he plays 2 days in a row, you pretty much have to put him in the morgue. But hopefully he'll be in there tomorrow. Josh Donaldson's going to get the day off tomorrow. He was 0 for 4 today, but hit a couple of home runs yesterday. But presumably, if you get all these guys going, you don't need Volpe to hit. But you do notice that Volpe is still pulling off the ball. One way that you can tell that he's doing that is that he'll hit a lot of choppers foul. You know, I talk a lot about how there are tells in with different players that will give away mechanical issues. So like Clark Schmidt, when he falls off towards first base, that tells you that he's opening his front side. He's kind of letting the ball go at a 3/4 angle, and it can cause the pitch to miss, out of balance. Hitters do things like that too. So if a guy is pulling soft choppers to the foul side on the pull side, it means he's trying to open up on it a little too soon, and he's basically getting on top of it and bouncing it way out in front. What we need him to do is keep that front side closed and try and take that ball up the middle and to right field. Use the whole field. Start hitting line drives. He hit one hard that got stolen by the center fielder, but if he just can maintain that simple approach of not trying to do too much, I think he's going to be okay. Obviously, Gerrit Cole, big start for him. He's been struggling. Obviously, still undefeated, 7-0 on the year, 2.82 ERA. Last loss was October 4th. During the regular season, anyway. That was against the Texas Rangers. Louis says Cole pitched a gem. Bauer hit 2 out. Judge got a laser and stole an RBI double. Boone, not Holmes, didn't blow the game. Spike Lee was there, and it was a good day and a satisfying win. I'll handle the recap, Louis. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Mark Stenroos bringing up the downside of the offense today. 5 of the 9 went over today. Well, look, today was the day that the Yankees did it with home runs. Now, I don't mind when you win with home runs. You don't want to try and win with home runs every night. And the Yankees haven't been doing that. They had a couple of, days where they scored 10 runs, a lot of hits. But what you want to see is a mix of clutch hitting, power, walks, speed. And lately, the Yankees have been a little bit feast or famine, But today was a good day. A lot of long balls today, and that was fun to watch. All right. Samantha says, with all of these injuries, this team will never be at full power. That is a cute cat. That is a cute cat. I like kitties. Frankie Baseball says, Spike really did the right thing going to the game. Oh, man. Frankie, the puns. The puns. I see what you did there. I see. You're better than that, Frankie. That was the low-hanging fruit. Come on. Kevin Beery says, Judge added another damaged stadium to his belt. Did you see where that guy hit one off the scoreboard the other day and it started smoking? It's only a matter of time before Judge does that somewhere. I really think so. Twiggy says, it's okay, you don't like Volpe, we get it. I love Volpe. I don't know if you're talking to me specifically. I love Volpe. I think he's great. I wouldn't send him down. I'd let him struggle. I'd let him keep playing. I'm 100% on the Volpe hype train. I think it's irrational to send him down after 2 months unless he was struggling a lot worse than he is. If he's hitting 140, yeah. 200, we can carry that if other guys hit. I'm not worried about Volpe. One little bit.
Game over, man. Game over.
We gotta get out of here.
Andrew says, welcome back to the real Josh Donaldson, the 0 for 4 Donaldson. For a second, I thought you were talking about last night when he hit 2 home runs. But then I realized, no, today he was 0 for 4. And that's the real Josh Donaldson.
Most impressive.
Ulay thinks that Volpe's kind of a bust. I want to stress, it's too early to say that. It's just too early. And look, almost every player has an adjustment period when they come to the major leagues. I mean, look at Adley Rutschman last year, struggled from time to time. Julio Rodriguez struggled out of the gate. It happens. And he's young. He's hasn't played much of AAA. I feel like I say this every night. My patience is not running thin with Anthony Volpe. I think real fans should support the kid. He's one of our own. He's local. He's a Yankee, fan. And our number one prospect, one of the top prospects in baseball for a reason, he was rushed a little bit to the major leagues. And that's just something that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to have to deal with the growing pains. But to me, it makes the end result that much better. You know, when Judge first came up and he hit 179 and struck out half the time in 2016, there were a lot of people saying, well, this guy's done. He, league adjusted to him. They're going to get him out, every time. But he made adjustments that winter. He shrunk his strike zone a little bit. He changed his swing path. And now one of the best players legitimately in Major League history. And he's got a chance to move up the Yankees' all-time statistical charts. So, all right, guys, we're going to call it a night. One more game on the West Coast tomorrow. And then I'll be back on Tuesday when the Yankees, actually I'll be back tomorrow, but we got a day off Monday, and then I'll be back on Tuesday from the Bronx. We'll see you next time.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.